Okay, let's get your cookie. You want one or two?
I don't care what nobody say, man. I'm gonna get my pizza fix right now, man. I mean, me a pizza fix. I worked out very hard yesterday, and I normally don't go for a pizza fix this early in the week, and I'm about to have one now. And then the rest of the week, I won't have no pizza or nothing like that. Shit. But, you know, if you're wondering why it's mostly men that chase the bag, you want to know why? Because our life sucks without the bag. You see, women, they're not really motivated to get the bag, man, because that's not on their mind. Women can find sex easier than men can. And we know that, hey, once I get the bag, I can find sex easier. Something about getting the woman, man. You get the money and then you get the woman. You know, just like Scarface said, man. But without the bag for us, man, it makes life harder, man. We don't have the bag. Life is harder. Life is hell without the bag, man. You know. So we know once we get the bag, we'll be able to find sex easier. We'll be able to find a car easier that allows us to find sex easier. You know, a Lamborghini or Ferrari or something that'll attract women, bro. You know, we want to attract women. Either it's through looks or through money. You know, because let me tell you something, a guy without a bag, you're going to have droughts, man. You know, a long periods of time where you don't have sex, like 2 or 3 months, that's too long to go without sex. But a broke guy, he ain't got his shit together. If he loses a girlfriend nowadays, he's looking at a 2 or 3 month drought, depending on how he look. Now, he was Chad and Tyrone. Chaz and Tyrone don't have droughts. They get sex on a regular basis. That's why Chaz and Tyrone don't have to commit,
Wait.
because they get sex without committing. They get sex without having the bag. You feel what I'm saying? So you wonder why men chase the bag? Where it's mostly men chase the bag because we know that we are not shit without it. Men are supposed to be providers, right? In society. We're supposed to be the provider and the protector. So a lot of men, they want to live up to that saying or that quote or whatever, or they want to live up to that. They want to live up to the provider and protector. Because without money, man, for a man, his life gonna be hell with women, especially if he like average or even definitely below average looking. Without money, you ain't shit without it. Without money, you ain't shit. I mean, without money, you ain't shit. And people treat you poorly when you're broke, dusty. You know what I'm saying? That's two things that men gotta have, man. Pussy and money, bro. And you get the money, the pussy come along with it, man. Men know that. Like I said, women don't have to be motivated, to get the bag. They not motivated to get the bag at all. Most of them. Some of them are. You got a few female millionaires. But most millionaires are men, bro. Because we know the importance behind getting that bag. I get the bag, I get the woman. Simple as that. The woman of my dreams, not the woman that I gotta settle for, you feel me? Like, I get the woman of my dreams. I get a woman with a nice fat ass and some fat titties. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to, settle for the scraps and leftovers that's out here, bro. That's the good thing about having the bag, that you don't have to settle for whatever the life gives you. Whatever life can, whatever you can attract with just your looks. You don't have to settle once you get the bag. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I want to eat at the table with the big dogs. I don't want to be that seagull that eats the crumbs and shit. You can tell the smaller seagulls, man, they so scared to go up against the bigger seagulls when I'm feeding them, right? When I'm feeding the seagulls, the smaller seagulls, they're so scared up to go against the bigger seagulls that they let the bigger seagulls eat first, and then they come through and get the crumbs last. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of them might get a big piece or whatever because I throw it their way. I throw it their way, making sure they get it. But without money, you'll be eating scraps for the rest of your life, or you'll be having women that's less desirable. When the dating market is highly competitive, all there is left is scraps. And some of the guys, they go ahead and eat it, man. They're like, goddamn, I gotta get something, man. Out here ain't nothing but fat women and skinny, ugly women out here. The women that Chad and Tyrone don't want. Or leftover Tyrone scraps. That's all that's left out here. There's nothing fresh. Nothing hot straight out of the oven. You got to eat the scraps. And a lot of men, they understand this way of living. I mean, they understand that they have to own up to the they have to own up to the fucking protector, what am I saying? My words are all fucked up. The protector and provider role. They know they gotta own up to that. So a lot of motherfuckers step up to the plate, man. And they know that anything is possible. So they go ahead and get that bag so they can get the women that they want, man. You feel what I'm saying? So they understand that. A lot of men understand that you got to get the money so you can get the honey. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, they don't know that. They spend their whole entire life just complaining, and I'm like, dude, you should be building like a man's supposed to be building, bro. But you gotta understand that all dudes are not builders, man. You feel what I'm saying? I noticed this. Or guys are not motivated to chase the bag or whatever. You wonder why you ain't getting the women that you want, or you wonder why you're single for so long. You ain't got that bag, man. Our life is harder without it. Like women, they can live without the bag. That life is easy, man. They live on easy mode. Men, we live on hard mode. That's why we're so motivated to get the money, man. You get tired of life being hard. We have harder lives than women, and that's why we die earlier, man. The harder your life is, the earlier you're gonna die, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys understand, like, goddamn, I gotta get that money. I gotta get that bag. I ain't shit without it. That's why dudes be hustling every single day to get the bag, man. Feel me? Cause look how hard your life is without money, bro. Look how hard dating is without money. Without the bag, right? Dating is hella hard without the bag. I mean, if I was out there dating right now, I would lose a girlfriend and have a 2 or 3 month drought, and then get one, and then have another, maybe a month or 2 drought. You get tired of that after a while. So you say, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna chase this bag so I'll never ever have a drought. I'll always have some pussy on my arm. I'll always have a woman on my arm. I'll always have a girlfriend. I'll never be where to the point where I'll never be to the point where I'm suffering and wanting sex so bad, and not having it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want droughts. I want to be in a position where I could get a woman very easily if I lose one. I lose a girlfriend, I replace her really quickly. Be in that relationship for about a couple of years. I lose her, I get another one. I want to be in a position of like a king, man, or a prince. I don't want to be living like a peasant. And that's what you are to a lot of women, man. You ain't got money, you a peasant, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't got no money, you a peasant, bro. You got money, you like a king, bro. That nigga Diddy, I heard, Diddy was so rich, he lived like a king, man. Like some of his motherfuckers that was talking about him, he was like, man, that nigga Diddy, he lived like a king, bro. He was so rich. He lived like a fucking king, bro. Eating the finest things, getting the finest bitches, the finest foods in the world, finest restaurants, finest gifts. He lived like a king, man. You know what I'm saying? That's in the position you want to be in, man. You want to be in a position where women gravitate towards you. Cause chasing, man, that's like time consuming. All this fucking pickup artist bullshit, that only lasts for so long until you get a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, man, be in a position where females are chasing you. That's the position you want to be in. Where I'm like being pursued by women. Not the other way around, bro. Like I said, all the pickup artists, stuff like that, that stuff is time consuming. That's for like low value men, bro. High value men don't have to do no pickup art. The women just come to them. You know what I'm saying? Men who got the bag, women just come to them very easily too. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to be in a position where I'm like having to chase women all the time, man. Like I said, that shit is time consuming, man. You're taking up all my goddamn time chasing these hoes, bro. I want to be in a position where, women are chasing me. You feel me? I'm not, having to go to the bar, having to go to the library, You try to get numbers and all that other stuff. That stuff is stupid, bro. And best believe you're gonna be not always successful. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you're not gonna always be successful, bro. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna get something today, man. What's up, boss? You about to get enough fresh slice of pizza? You gonna fix another one? Yeah. Let me get two. Okay. Oh God. See, I don't want to be always chasing females, man. You feel me? I don't want to be that guy that's always out there trying to chase. And as you get older, looks fade, and then really it becomes more difficult. Then at that, man, after you get older, man, it becomes more difficult because you ain't got them young looks like you used to. So then you start relying on your money to attract females. That's what I want to do, man. Hell, man, if I gotta be in a what they call it, a transactional relationship, I'm gonna be in a transactional relationship. Shit, it's better than being by myself or being with below average women. That's another thing, man. You don't have to settle for below average looking women, bro. Dudes settle because they ain't getting enough sex in their life. You feel what I'm saying? So they settle. They settle for a female that's below them in looks. That's what my homeboy used to say. Like, man, you want to get access to sex, man, a lot more. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to stay down or go down, man. Go down some. You got to date below you. I see it all the time. Women get access to like better genes because they look for guys who are above them in looks. I seen women walking around with their daughters looking better than them, not because of the age, but because they might have married or got with a man that had better genetics than them. And men, we'll settle, man. Like my ex-girlfriend, man, I settled, bro. When I think about, when me and my ex-girlfriend got together, like I felt like I settled in the end. Like when you think about it, because I was very young, I was like 26 years old. She was 35 and she already had a kid already by somebody else. So when I think about it, when I take a look, when I take a think back, I'm like, God damn, I settled. I could have gotten better than her. I could have got a woman without any children. I was young enough. Why did I settle? You see what I'm saying? The lack of funds, man. The lack of funds. You ain't got the money. A lot of guys, they settle. They settle. And some motherfuckers don't want to settle, bro. They want them Keishas. They want the Stacys. They don't want leftover women or women who are below them in looks, man, or women who are fat, overweight. A lot of guys don't want them, bro. That's why they go out and get the bag, man. So they don't have to settle. I didn't hear guys say, man, what? Why you think I worked so hard, bro? Why you think I went out and got the bag? Because I I wanted a certain type of female of my liking. You know, and then maybe a fat woman might approach him, or maybe a woman that's not what they call beautiful or whatever might approach him, and they'd be like, get your fat ass away from me. I work too goddamn hard. I work too goddamn hard to be taking in you. You know, I work too goddamn hard, bro. That's how dudes are, bro. Because they work hard so they can get the woman. Can I get a separate block, please? It's hot. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro. How's everything today, man? Been busy? Thank you, man. You too, man. Yeah, that's some fresh pizza, man. That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers, they go out, they get the money so they can get the woman of their dreams, the women that they can't reach with just their genetics. Only Chad and Tyrone and rich men got access to top tier women, bro. You know what I'm saying? They say, fuck that, I'm tired of this lifestyle. So they start becoming something, you know what I'm saying? And, their mind is focused on that money, man, so they could get that woman. She's all about getting the woman, just like Scarface said, man. First you get the money, then you get the power, and then you get the woman. Or first you get the power, then you get the money, then you get the woman. You know what I'm saying? First you get the power, then you get the money, then you know what I'm saying? That's how you got to think, man. Because without the money, bro, we'll never see top tier women. We'll never see beautiful women, bro. You can keep on dreaming and hoping that you would get a Keisha or what they call a Stacy or whatever, but that's not gonna work. You know, that's not gonna work. In this lifetime, we gotta get that bag. That's the only way we're gonna see top tier women. I know you guys, you be in public, looking at these women you cannot be with, because they out of your league. Well, once you get the bag, they'll never be out of your league again. You feel what I'm saying? Look at all these celebrities, like Tyrese, going after top tier women all the time. He complained like, man, it was just a transactional relationship. Yeah, duh, of course. Yeah, if you're dating out of your league, it's gonna be a transactional relationship. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna be a transactional relationship. It's not gonna be real and authentic. She's out of your league, bro. If I was dating that female that was in what's his name, AMS video, that would be out of my league. It'll be a transactional relationship. That one female that was dating that midget, the 4'5" guy, right? If I was dating her, then that for me would be a transactional relationship. I would have to keep the bag around so she stays around. You feel what I'm saying? I would have to keep the bag just to keep her in my presence because once the money goes, she's gone. So that's why it's good to stay rich your whole entire life, man, and never run out of money. Most motherfuckers, they get a bag and they blow it. You know what I'm saying? Once they blow the bag, the money leave. I mean, the women leave. I'm like, man, somehow you gotta stay with that bag. I mean, look how hard life is without the bag, man. You know what I'm saying? And look how life is with the bag. Because some men have stayed rich their whole entire life, bro. The reason why they're staying rich because they want to keep the women around, bro. That's what I understand a lot. A lot of motherfuckers who go broke. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you realize that if you go broke, the women gonna leave, right? They don't realize that. A lot of athletes and stuff. They spend all their money and get to the end of their career and don't have anything. Like an NFL player, he got a short-lived career, man. What they got like NFL player. They're the average lifeline in the NFL is what, 5 to 10 years or something like that. You know. So you gotta think about, man, like, man, I gotta spend time. I gotta spend time chasing this bag. I can't live my life like this without the bag, without the money. It's called power, man. You know what I'm saying? Power. That's what men seek it. They want power and influence. You know, Diddy would have never had been with Cassie, man, if it wasn't for his money. She would have treated him like a shadow, man. There's nothing there. You feel me? So that's why dudes go out and chase it more than women, bro. Women don't have to do nothing, man. You know, they're not motivated like that. Like my sister, she's not motivated in chasing the bag like that. On herself, you know what I'm saying? That's why me and her can't really sit in the same room and talk like that. Two different people talking. I'm interested in chasing the bag. I'm interested in chasing the bag. She not. You know what I'm saying? You know. You know what I mean? So that's what I said, man. Life is hell without money, man. The older I get, the more I see how important it is to have it in your life. You know, you won't have a good dating life without money. And some guys, they're motivated by sex and women and stuff like that, man. That's what gets motherfuckers up in the morning to chase their dream. They're motivated by that, by being with them women that walk by that they can't be with. The females that walk by, that's out of your league. One day you be thinking in your head, you be like, shit, that female that just walked by, when I get a bag, I'm gonna be dating women like her. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have money, we gonna have bitches and shit like that. Like, man, that's what I'm motivated by, you know, money, women. I'm motivated by women. Get that bag. The first thing they do, go get a bad bitch, man. That's the first thing they do when they get the money. You feel me? That's the first thing they do when they get the money. Go get a bad one. Most of the guys who are average looking and below average looking got the money. You feel what I'm saying? Because they get tired of the droughts, man. They get tired. They get tired of the droughts. You know? They get tired of the loneliness, man. Of being by themselves. So they chase the bag, man. Think about it, bro. We walk around out here all the time. We looking at females we can't even be with. This audio lead. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a tease. So you're like, God damn, I wish I had a woman that looked like her, that had a fat ass like that. And then you say, okay, let's go chase this bag. Get that woman, bro. Get her. You know what I'm saying? Or something like her, anyway. If you can't get her, you'll get something like her. You'll get something like her. You feel me? And women, most of the time, they're not interested in chasing the bag. You do got some female millionaires, but the men definitely outnumber the women when it comes to being a millionaire, bro. When it comes to millionaires, women outnumber the men. I mean, the men outnumber the women, my bad. Cause they're thinking like, man, if I get this bag, I'm gonna have hell of bitches, bro. I'm gonna be swimming in coochie. Cause when men don't got no money, bro, society treats us like shit. Unless we're a Chad or a Tyrone, you are treated like shit in society if you don't have money. You complete, especially when you get older too. You're invisible. You feel me? You are invisible, bro. Unless you're a Chad or a Tyrone, or you're a guy that's a 7 or a 6. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, to young females, you start becoming more and more invisible. You feel me? And some guys are, and the guys who are not motivated, chasing the bag, they're gonna get left behind, man. Like that 4-foot guy, that 4'5" guy on AMS channel. If it wasn't for his money, he would be an incel. You know what I'm saying? His money is the only thing that saved him, bro, from being an incel. He's 4'5". He's not even 5 feet tall, bro. That's the automatic incel life right there. But he got money. She's sticking around because he got money. You better tell these motherfuckers something. The only thing gonna save them is money. The only thing that's gonna save you is money. I don't know what else to say to you, man. You feel me? I don't know what else to say to you. We gotta get that money, man. That's all I gotta say. The older you get, the worse it's gonna get. The older you get, the worse it's gonna get, man. Okay, I'm done. I had enough. You know, that's why I'm on a mission to get this bag, because I know the importance of getting it, man. You feel me? I know the importance of getting the money. You feel what I'm saying? When I was young, I wasted so much time, you know. I didn't realize until I got over 40 how important the bag chase is, bro. How important the bag is. I wish I would have been realizing that when I was in my 20s. You feel me? I sure would have shook the girlfriend and I would have got on my grind. But at least you woke up. You know, eventually you saw the light. You feel me? At least you woke up, what you had to do is check this bag every single day until you get it, you know. At least at one time you woke up. What they call it, better late than never. better late than never. Like on that scene with the Ghostbusters Part 2, when the Titanic and all them ghost people was coming off of it. And the two guys that were staring at that, was like, better late than never. Girl, get on my bed or else, man, I was gonna. You feel what I'm saying? I probably would have got with some friends or something got with some friends and started recording at their house. You know, I didn't have much support at all. That's why I stopped chasing the music dream, because it's like, it's nearly impossible without any support. If you don't have any support, chasing the bag, it'd be fucking difficult, man. Because you need a place in the music. You need a place to record. You need artists, right? The number one is, like I said, the number one is a place to record. You need a place to record. I didn't have many options at the time, man. You know, nobody was helping me, bro. I had zero help. You know what I mean? I had zero help. But as I got older, I started realizing, like, God damn, that bag is really important, huh? Yep. You ain't get it, you don't get it, you're not a man. You know what I'm saying? You're not a man until you get that wallet size. Like Tupac said, put cash in your pocket made you a man again. You know what I'm saying? Because without cash in your pocket, you're not a man, bro. I don't give a damn. Without that bag and your bank account, you're not a man, bro. And these women will tell you straight to your face how dusty and broke you are. The first thing they wanna do is, you know, what do women, when they want to insult you, what the first they do, right? What they do first? Oh, you're broke, you're dusty. That's the first thing that comes out their mouth when they want to insult you. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts motherfuckers' feelings. I know motherfuckers, they get rubbed the wrong way when females say that to them. Especially if it's true. You know? Especially if it's true. That's what I say, man. At this point, it's either now or never, man. Getting that bag, it's got to be part of your agenda, man. Money chasing, money getting, financial stability, the bag, the cheese, the cheddar. You got to get all that, man. You know, after I seen Diddy lifestyle, because, you know, they had him up on trial shit, right? They were showing some of his lifestyle with Cassie and stuff. Man, they wasn't lying. He left, that motherfucker, he lived like a king, bro. But he was very disciplined with himself, though. You see the discipline in Diddy when he was coming up. Everybody had to be disciplined. You know, Tyrese had to be disciplined, man, because the guy's below average looking, man. He had to make that work. The music career, the movies, Fast and the Furious, you know what I'm saying? The Brothers, the Four Brothers, that movie. He had to get in there. He had to do work, man. He had to. Women were gonna fuck with Tyrese like that. Tyrese was like a foreign looks, man. He always been certified. But he knew he had to go out there and sing and shit. You know, be an R&B artist, and then he transitioned to like movies, television, and all that other shit. Because he knew that if he did not get that bag, it was gonna be hell on earth. Nah, I'm just kidding. He won't be eating it from the back. He knew that. Sound like a preacher in church. He knew that he didn't get that bag. He won't be eating it from the back. Good Lord. Lord Jesus. Have mercy. Lord, if Tyrese didn't get that bag, he wouldn't be eating it from the back. I can see a motherfucker in church saying that shit, bro. A preacher and shit in front of hella people. You know, For real. Just like that dude, that 4'5" guy, bro. Bruh, money was the only thing that saved his ass. Bro, money is everything. I'm starting to believe that it is. It can't. The thing is about money, it can't buy you true, authentic love, but it can buy you sex, a lot of it. And that's what we care about. Getting access to the vagina of the right woman that we want. You feel what I'm saying? So we could always be able to eat it from the back instead of eating the air from the back. You feel what I'm saying? So understand this, bro. Like, time is of the essence, man. A lot of guys, they waste a lot of time. Many moons go by, many weeks go by, many days go by, you know, many years go by, and they wonder why they're still in the same situation. Because you're not chasing the bag every day, that's why. You're in the same situation, man, because you refuse to go out and get that bag. Until you get that bag, you're going to stay there. That's what some cats got to understand. Until you get that bag, things are not going to change. Matter of fact, as you get older, without the bag, it gets worse. With females, by the way. Because by the time you hit 30, 35, 40, they expect you to have a little bit of money in your pocket. They expect you to have it to get together, man. What they call it, getting your shit together. I remember when I was younger, I was 26 years old. I was hanging out with my homeboy Theo. He was like hanging out with some female, and I don't know, maybe he got pulled over and his license wasn't up to date or something like that, right? And I guess he had that female with him. And when he got pulled over and he got a huge ticket for having a fucking expired license or whatever, and she looked at him and said, "Why don't you have your shit together? Why? Why don't you have your shit together?" I'm telling you, bro. He told me that, and that echoed in my head for a long time. That means women want you to have money, bro. Even when I was in my ex-girlfriend, man, she didn't respect me like that, though, bro. I couldn't call shots in the house. You know what I'm saying? That was her house, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I was paying half of the bills and shit. I didn't rent at the time, it was like $1,500. And I give her my $750 out of my check, my unemployment check, or my security check, because I was doing security for a minute, and then I got laid off. You know, and then I had an unemployment check for like a year or two. But I used to take some of that money and give it to my girlfriend so we could pay the bills. You know, I gave her my $750. You feel me? But the name was in her name. I mean, the house was in her name. I mean, it wasn't in mine. You know what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't in my name. You know, it was her name. So, but I used to remember her saying stuff to me, man. Little slight remarks and shit about how come I'm not, got my shit together and why I'm still a security guard. Little slight remarks, not really coming out like really hardcore and talk about your bag. But one time, man, I never will forget. We was in an argument, and she was like, you know that that Range Rover you was looking at the other day, I could buy that. You can't. That's what she said. Boy, that still echoed in my head for like years. I still remember how it was and everything. You know, I remember how it was said and everything, man. Yeah, these women expect you to have your money together by the time you get a certain age. That's why I say it gets worse without the bag. Feel me? What time is it? Oh shit. You know, it gets worse without the bag, man, as you age. You feel me? So just remember, if you ain't got it, you better be out here trying to get it, man. You feel me? You better be out here trying to get it if you ain't got it. That's why you see so many men that are millionaires, because they trying to live up to that expectation, man. They trying to attract as many women as they possibly can before that big ass dirt nap, which we call death. You know, trying to lay as many babies down as we possibly can. You know, because when you ain't nothing in life, bro, life sucks. Life truly sucks when you just a nobody. But if you a somebody, man, I'm telling you, bro, life is good, man, when you a somebody. And when you a nobody, life sucks. That's why Tupac was out there chasing his dream to be a rapper, bro. He was getting dissed by women left and right. You know, the motivation to be great, he came from women dissing him. You know, Tupac was saying to himself, he was like, man, before I became famous, women wouldn't talk to me, I couldn't get a date. I was too skinny, I was too something. But soon they saw me on the movies and shit like that, they right in front of me. They can't believe that I'm in front of them. They passing out in front. Oh my God, it's Tupac. It's Tupac. But he was just the other day, I was in the club, lonely as a motherfucker. Couldn't get a date. Couldn't get and now they, you know, you feel me? Then they start checking for him. But he had to go out there and become something for women to check for him, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I'm gonna end this live, man. You know. Yeah, so like, dudes actually had to go out there and get something in order to live the life of a Chad or a Tyrone. You know, when you think about women, right, they can attract men very easily. It's not like that for us. Us, we gotta go out and accomplish stuff. We gotta go out and achieve stuff just so we can get sex. We can get sex on a regular basis. Especially as an average man, you have to go out and achieve things. You feel what I'm saying? In order for you to get sex on a regular. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna end this live. You guys have a good day, man. I'll be back on later. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.